Right, I'm back again for another Man in the Van. I think it's episode 6. I don't know, it's been so long I've lost track. Here we are. I'm at Canada Heights this weekend for the Michelin MX Nationals. I'm going to bring in a bit of a guest again and have a chat, so I'm going to coax in him right now. It's good to have this guy. He's got a massive trophy in his hand. There it is, look at that. Elliot Banks-Browne has joined me. Back racing, Elliot. You've had a tough start of the year.
Yep.
Explain very quickly what happened with that.
Yeah, no, very tough start to the year. Went to the first round. I come to Cape Rider, broke my elbow pretty bad. Come back to the first round of a Bridgestone to just try and get back into that because I'd won a championship before and collided with another guy downhill and stuck my hand in someone's wheel and broke my hand really bad, and that was actually worse than my elbow. So yeah, it's been a rough start. It took a long time, and yeah,
it's such a ridiculous game. As you're getting older, was there any little moments there where you thought, why do I keep doing this?
Yeah, not
was
really.
It?
Like
no, still up
sort
for
of
it.
A few years ago, I got to a point where I was like, because I wasn't feeling that good on a bike and stuff, and I was struggling with bikes, and then I was like, oh, what am I doing this for? But now, like, I really enjoy it as much as I was when I was 17, you know. So
oh, really?
For me, like, I come to races and have fun now. Like, I guess when you go and racing on a bike but you don't really feel is capable of winning, you're just not feeling it, then it's tough.
Yeah.
But I feel like now, we go to a race to win, and that's where I get my enjoyment.
Is it also just growing up a little bit, family life, things settled, you got, you're married now, you got a child on the way, does that all just kind of, so you just have a bit more relaxed
think
attitude
so.
to it?
I think, like, you just see a different perspective of like life. It's like when I was 17 and coming up through ranks and stuff, like, motocross was it for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just lived for motocross.
Yeah.
Like, we went out with our mates and had a laugh, but like, motocross always come first. Like, I say, oh no, I can't come out because I'm going to race this weekend and stuff, and it's always been 100% like my focus. But sort of now, like, I do take it really seriously. We have to. It's like professional, and at this level you have to do it as well as you can. But I wouldn't say that I'm as strict as I was before.
Yeah.
I think even with Jake, stepping out and doing his business and stuff, it's just give him a better like attitude towards it, and it's like a different feel. And if you're happy like I am now with riding and everything around me, I feel like I can do better. So
yeah, good. That's good, because he's back, and you've come back today. Obviously, you've missed the opening rounds of the MX Nationals. Come straight in and podium, so you got to be pleased with that. Set the quickest lap of the race. I just want to point this out, quickest, because we've done extra prize money today. Quickest lap of the race. Of the weekend, and you did it in Moto 2 when the track was even rougher. So obviously feeling good.
Like, I was a bit disappointed today. I honestly felt like I could have won, and but it's what we had some issues and stuff in the second one. But I've come back, and we're on a pace, which is nice. Like when you spent so long off, like I did spend like months off and not even going to a race or anything, and like to come back and have the speed where we were is good. Like I think we should have been there all year. So it's sort of good, but then it's sort of disappointing because you sort of like you were good at
another year gone, type thing.
So, no, it's we're back on it now, so it's amazing.
Good, and he's back on it just in time for this sucker. He won this. There we go. Look, there it is, the Bob Lewis Trophy. He won this sucker last year, an event that I'm heavily involved in, the Steelhawk Motorcycle Club Rocket Hill Sundown event. It was the first one last year. We didn't know what to expect. We threw it out there on a Wednesday, so we didn't have date clashes. Changed the format, so it's just little sprint racing. You came down, went away with a good load of money and hopefully a good time. So, obviously you're back for it. Are you looking forward to it again?
No, 100%. Like last year, it was sort of a bit last minute. You said you want to come
down. It was last minute for everyone, trust me.
I was like, oh, yeah, what is it? And then we went down and had an awesome night. Like, I love them, like, midweek, races. I did a Patch Creek last week, and then we did, like, we have a race near us, and I always try and do that on a Wednesday night. I just think it's an amazing atmosphere, and especially at that one, like, it's just a good buzz about it.
Yeah.
Like, people have finished work for the night, and like it's just a different atmosphere. Like, you're going there to really have fun. Like, there is obviously when the money's on the line, like that's a good amount of money. So there's going to be nerves there, and you're gonna. But I think that makes racing good. As well. Like,
I suppose as well because of the summer vibe, the fact longer evenings. Obviously, you can't run a midweek race in the winter. And the fact that you guys train so hard throughout the winter, then you got the races going on, and you probably go and ride and practice in the week. So it's almost like a glorified practice, and you
no,
can earn
yeah,
a bit of extra
definitely,
dough.
It's like paid practice, I guess.
Yeah, well, good entertainment as well.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm excited that you're back for that. You was the guy to get your the first name on this Bob Lewis Trophy. Obviously, as we build this up, we want some great names going on it, like the Patchwick Trophy down the years.
100%.
So you're going to be gunning on the 31st of July to make it 2 back to back,
100%.
and you're on top form. So we're looking forward to having you down there.
I need to replace it on a mantelpiece. So.
Oh yeah, it's I suppose it's been filling that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you've done a good job. You've kept it clean. I'll give you that.
Polished
Have you been polishing it, or have you get somebody else doing it?
No, I've actually
All
given
right.
it a little bit of polish.
I bet he didn't. Yeah, he probably did. Probably did. Just quickly before you go, I know some riders don't like talking about this because they don't want to get involved with the politics of it.
Yeah.
But this week we've had the news that the British GP is no more, and that's just the state of GPs in general. Just a quick overview without going too deep, because A, you want to get going, and secondly, you know, I don't want to get you embroiled too much in it. But what's your consensus on that? The feeling of the fact that we've kind of the way it's sort of changing at the top end of the sport.
I think it's sad, really, in some respects. You know, like when I first ever went into GPs, like it was still stacked. Like you had to go in and qualify. Like to qualify, there are some really good riders not qualified, and that was like in 2008. And from 2008 till now, you know, like just over 10 years, like. For them not even to be like you can go, anyone could have gone, like all them club people riding around there, like even the 80 class, like they could have entered an MX1 race and got a point. And like it's just nuts. Like I don't know why, like I don't know what's happened. I think it's hard to even say.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just for money and the cost of everything, and to do these GPs is like such millions really now. And it's just getting out of control, and like, it's just sad. Really,
but then when they try to incorporate to get more people back in, it kind of devalues it. We've obviously just had the news that you've got this EMX Open class, which to me is just like, it seems such a bizarre thing. Actually, if you read the rules and how old you can be to do that, and what, but I literally haven't ridden in years, just started riding again. I could probably go and pay my money and do and be at a GP. Like it just seems so wrong.
Yeah.
With that.
I just think the whole thing is just mad, like how they've put like the stop to the EMX, you know, like the age limit on that, but then like that's older than the MX2. Like, so you can like, do you know what I mean? Like you pick out an EMX.
I'm actually glad that somebody is equally as confused as I am, and then you know.
I don't get that. I just don't like some people as well. Like are better on the 250.
Yeah, just period. It doesn't matter what age they are.
It's better for the class to have like. It's not MotoGP. It's never going to be MotoGP. Like, don't try and make it like that. That's you know what they're trying to do, but like at least in that, like they definitely go Moto 3, like Moto 2, MotoGP. Like, what do you do in like?
Now
you're supposed to go EMX and then MX2, but like you're nearly too
almost.
old. Yeah. So it's just in a sorry state at the minute, and I think like even tracks and track prep and stuff, it's just they've just got it all backwards.
Do you, regardless of what it was like, do you miss it a bit, or obviously you get to an age where the travelling? That's what people underestimate.
Yeah,
when
the
you
travelling was hard, like in the GPs. But honestly, I do miss it. Like you know, like when you speak to Jake, like he doesn't miss it.
Yeah.
I don't think, but like I honestly do, and like I've said for a few years, I want to go back and do some GPs and stuff. But you know, for us doing the British stuff and like just putting that financial burden on the team, and you know, we're going there to just pay thousands of pounds to just get some points. You know,
no financial reward back,
like
nothing
just,
back,
and not really gain anything from it. So it's a hard one. Like I definitely do want to be in there with them guys. Cause it's nice to go and see where you're at, but it's just a hard one, really. Yeah. Like I think one thing I definitely want to tick off my list before I retire is go and do an AMA.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Obviously, Jake did one last year. That would be pretty cool. What do you think? I've only just suddenly really genuinely thought of this question. Do you think not racing GPs hampers any chance of riding for Great Britain in the Nations?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. A little bit. You know, like Jake was riding really good last year, and I think that's probably why he didn't get picked for Red Bud and whatever, because I feel like he could have been on that team. And yeah, I think it does a bit, but I think like that's why I wanted to go and do some GPs, and you know, I just keep your foot in the door a little bit. Yeah. Because I think as well, like people really underestimate the speed when they come back to the UK. Like I've had it in the past, you know, like when I was in MX2, like Dean Ferris was smoking me when we went to GPs, and then he comes to the Fox Hills and I absolutely smoked him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then you see it a lot with GP guys. They come back to England and stuff, and like the speed is there, like for us guys. And I think the whole GP thing is like you either do GPs or you do your other stuff. Like it's like very. It's a bit like Supercross and Motocross. Like, they're very hard to actually get your head around it and just actually figure out what a GP is about. Like, because it's a long weekend.
Takes a bit of time, doesn't it?
Takes a long time, but yeah, I do miss GPs, and it would be nice to go and do.
That's good. This is all good stuff. This is all good stuff. We might see him back at GP, doing an AMA National next year, winning this again. It's all good, mate. I appreciate the time because we've hung around right to the end. You got to get going. Only what is it? 3 weeks to due date before you're going to be a daddy for the first time. It's all exciting times. We'll let you get on your way. Thanks for your time, mate. You're not taking that though, because I need to take that with me.
See it in a few weeks.
Oh, he's going to see it in a few weeks with his name on it. We're did I put your name on it? You did. Got to give her a buff up. There you go, mate. Safe journey back. We'll see you in 3 weeks. There you go, Elliot Banks-Browne. Taking third today at the Michelin MX Nationals. Let's just quickly go through the other classes very quickly. This is a rundown just for the Michelin MX Nationals round 4, just to wrap it up. I'm sure some of you might tune off now, but for those of you interested, in the pros, it was Josh Gilbert in MX2 taking the race win, going 1-1 and having a point swing of 6 points to go back into the lead by 3 points in the championship ahead of Martin Barr. Brad Anderson came in third on his Verdi 2-stroke. But the battle between Gilbert and Barr is going to rage on all year. In the MX1, as you've just heard me say, Elliot Banks-Browne got third overall on his return. Jake Millward went 2-3 for second overall. Amazing starts again for Millward on the Chambers KTM. Husqvarna, still keep thinking back in the day that they're on KTM. And an amazing return to racing for Jake Nichols, basically finishing where he ended up as last year's champion, coming out and going 2-1 on his first competitive national back on the Bill Base Honda to take the overall. In the small wheel 85s, it was Warren Clark coming in third, Mackenzie Marshall on the Judd Orange Brigade in second, but Tyler Hooley extending his championship lead there in the small wheels. Little shout out to Harrison Greenoff, who was second and unfortunately had a issue with an aftermarket part on his bike in the week and broke his wrist and collarbone. No, elbow, so he's out of contention. In the big wheel 85, it was Thomas Harris coming in third ahead of Charlie Palmer and Sam Atkinson. Another maximum score, romping away with the championship in the small wheel, in the big wheel. In the 125s, it was Ryan Mawhinney getting a third, even though he had a spark plug issue. James Smith came in second, and Oliver Beamish from the great Beamish clan down there in Sussex, Golden Barn, taking his first ever national win as far as I remember, so well done Ollie. In the MXY2 class, it was Ryan Thompson in third, Carl McNichol tying on points with Ike Carter, but Ike Carter getting the nod because he had more race wins and he extends his championship lead. This is how many classes there are in the Michelin MX Nationals. It's non-stop racing. In the Expert MX2, it was Jansen Day getting a third overall ahead of Josh Coleman for second and Rossi Beard with a maximum score, but he's not really in the contention. Aaron Lee Hansen is your championship leader in that after this round 4. In the MX1 Experts, still 3 classes to go, Aaron McCarroll got a third ahead of Richard Bird, and Gavin Stevenson took the overall win by just a couple of points to extend his championship lead. Stevenson and Bird are going to be batting that one out all the way to the end. In the Clubman MX2, the heroes of the event that turn out in their droves. Look at that. Look how many of them are there. I don't know if you can see that. So many Clubmen turning out to ride. It's brilliant. In the MX2 class, Harry Fletcher got third overall. Fabio Rizzi took 2 wins today on the second day, but it wasn't enough to beat Brad Thornhill, who took the win with 3 seconds and a first to extend his championship lead. And then finally, Clubman MX1, final race of the day. I'm as knackered as commentating as much as they are right. Whoa, man down, man down. It's been such a long day. Sorry about that technical issue. We've all kinds of things going wrong again. I've really got to get one of these new phone holders. So we'll finish this off. I was just getting to the last class. Luke Coker in the Clubman MX1 finished third. Stephen Kelly second, still maintaining his championship lead. And Luke Oldfield, riding the SR75 Suzuki, took the win. So there you go. That was my weekend at the Michelin MX Nationals. Man in a van, another great weekend. The track was amazing, great racing. You heard Elliot touch about the GPs and the state of that. I think I'll do a separate man in a van. Want to do a bit more reading on social media, and then maybe chuck my tuppence into the basket with all that. But that's it. That's a wrap for Man in the Van 6, I think. Join us Wednesday the 31st of July to see who's going to get their hands on this sucker down in Tinkleton in Dorchester. Rocket till sundown. Just go on steelhawkmc.cc, and that's it. We want to see you there. I'm going to deal with the M25 now. A cold beer, a shower, sleep. Not necessarily in that order. Would it be? Yeah, maybe. No, I better not have a beer while I'm driving. Anyway, I'm unwinding. Catch up with you soon. Next time around. See you then.